All right, everyone. Welcome. Cody Sell here, of course. And I think we are finally to a point where we can start to take a look at putting everything together up into this point. So, spent a lot of time over the last few videos looking at, some specific commodity correlations and understanding how they affect their base pairs and verifying those relationships. And now what I really want to do is take a video where we take all of the correlation that we talked about and the commodity analysis that we talked about and the technical analysis up to this point, put it all together and just do like a hypothetical trade situation from A to Z. All right. So I'm going to just go ahead and pull up. Let's do USDJPY. All right, get rid of all this. So let's take a look at USDJPY on the 4-hour time frame. All right, USDJPY on the 4-hour time frame. Now, what I first want to do, guys, is actually, you know what? If I'm going to do USDJPY, I want to first take a look at the dollar index. So, number one, the dollar index. Why do I want to do this? Understand the underlying strength of the USD. All right. Number two, I want to take a look at USD pairs. So let's do USD correlation. And again, understand the underlying strength or weakness of USD, of the USD. All right. And let me go ahead and move this over here. And then after we do that, what we want to do is we want to take a look at relevant commodities. So the relevant commodity for the US dollar for the most part, we want to be looking at gold. So we're going to take a look at gold and understand investor sentiment slash commodity influence. Okay. Now, if you guys understand and then the final thing, actually, go ahead and throw this in there. Of course, this is important. Technical analysis. Technical analysis, okay? And these don't have to be done in any particular order. So, don't message me and say, do I have to do technical analysis before this or after this? It's just any order that you want to do it. Just make sure that you can check these boxes off to make sure you have the most confluence in your trades, okay? So we're going to do it in this order right here. So first thing we want to do is we want to take a look at the dollar index. So DXY. And we're looking at the 4-hour time frame on UJ. So we're going to look at the 4-hour time frame on DXY. First thing I'm noticing is that we do see our dollar correlation here. We are also in a giant pullback here on DXY, so that's nice to see. One thing I'm seeing on the dollar index is that the 4-hour structural point is right here in this area, and we will be coming up on it pretty soon. So what I'd be expecting on the dollar index is a further downside continuation for a little bit, and then at least a rebound, if not a complete reversal. So that's kind of what I'm seeing, and I don't think there's any need to make it any more complicated than that, other than you guys can add whatever you want, right? This is just a hypothetical example just designed to try and highlight kind of what the steps might look like, right? So I'm looking at something like this. I'm seeing nice confluence in our midline for our channel. If I come back, it looks like a pretty well-developed channel, definitely in an uptrend. Bullish bias, okay? And that's all I need. So I'm going to come back to my USDJPY pair here, and I'm going to pull this down. And let's just make a note about the DXY. So DXY, under that, let's just make a note that the US dollar appears to be correlating as expected with UJ recently, and we are running a bullish bias. All right, and let's just make another note, potential small downside move still expected before we potentially reverse to the upside. So that's kind of our takeaway from that, and let me move this to the next line. There we go. Okay, now let's go take a look at USD correlation. So again, trying to understand the value of the US dollar here against the yen. And there's not too much we need. We could also, just so you guys understand, we could do a USD or a JPY correlation here because we have both. Or we could do both. We could do USD and JPY correlation. And I think in this case, because we're already getting so much information about the US dollar, such as looking at gold and the DXY, I think I would rather do a JPY correlation. So what I'd rather do is take a look at the other yen pairs and see if they're aligning so I can get an idea about the yen. So it's not all based on just the dollar and then I get sideswiped with something with the yen. So let's take a look at Euro JPY. Okay. Okay, Euro JPY is also in a downtrend here on the 4-hour, and I'm noting that there's a pretty significant support or demand zone it looks like that we are coming up on. So what I would be expecting here on Euro JPY is a little bit more downside off into here and then a rise. Well, guess what? That sounds like just what we were looking at on USDJPY too. So, okay, I like that. So again, I'm getting the same picture, a little bit more downside, and then a potential bull run. And what I'm going to also note here is that there is a particular key zone down here. So if we break this, I'm also probably going to start looking for sell trades. All right. And so I'm going to note that. Let's take a look at GBP/JPY. All right, GBP/JPY, zoom out here. All right, so there is a significant zone right in here that I'm looking at. It is the same recent lows here. And again, it looks like we have more downside room before we see our next move. Now, are we going to be looking to go bullish or bearish? Let's take a look at the daily, the time frame just above. And not a lot of information. We do see that we were important in this area as well, but in terms of everything else, we're in bearish structure, it looks like up here. There was a gap here, a very mean gap. Let's take a look at the 4-hour again. Looks like we have broken into bearish structure on the 4-hour. But we do have a double bottom down here. So we're not too excited about going long from right here. There's just not enough confluence on this pair. We may even see a break and a continuation, but again, if we were going to go long, we'd want to see at least a double bottom before we decided to do so. Maybe like a break of a trend line or something. So not a lot of understanding here about bias, but we do know one thing. We are expecting more downside movement. There's a key level down here which will give us input on what trading decisions to make. And we have already seen a double bottom over here, okay? So just keep that in mind. Let's go look at another yen pair. Let's look at Aussie yen. Aussie yen. Okay, so Aussie yen, again, we are down here. Let's see if we can get more information about that level. Yeah. So to me, it looks like our key level is right here. So we still have a little bit of ways to go before we get there. We're already seeing signs of rejection here, though, on the 4-hour. Obviously, we are bearish as expected. We've already seen a couple rejections, just like on GJ. On this one, though, there's a lot more signs that we could be seeing a bullish reversal take place here pretty soon. So again, I'd like to see, maybe like a little bit more downside move and then potentially a reversal. And if we break this level, to be honest, I would be happy hopping in a sell. So again, similar picture here. And if you guys remember, that's all the yen pairs. So they're all correlating. They're all giving us the same picture here. So we didn't miss anything obvious on USDJPY. And again, if we go back and take a look at that dollar index like we did before, if we broke through this support down here and we went into bearish structure, I would be expecting the channel support to probably break and to see a bearish move. So again, it's a key tradable level. So I'm liking the confluence I'm seeing everywhere. Let's go back to USDJPY and let's just make a note of what we found here looking at the other yen pairs. So we found that all JPY pairs have a significant support beneath them and look to have some room to drop before the potential rise. We also noted that all are correlating bearish with potential bullish reversal sentiment. All right, and again, I didn't do anything too complicated there. I was keeping the correlation analysis very simple. All right, keep it very simple. Just get an idea. All right, and then so next, what I want to do is take a look at gold, and this is going to tell me more information about the US dollar. So let's go take a look at gold. All right, guys, so here we are on gold, and what I'm noticing on gold is that we've got a recent double top up here. All right, now we are bullish, but go ahead and show you guys. We do have this bullish channel here, but again, we've already got a double top over here, and until this breaches, I'm at least expecting some kind of pullback from here, at least probably down back into this area right here. Okay, so I'm feeling like I have a short-term bearish sentiment at least on gold, and we may even see this continue into a full-on reversal. And again, until we breach this level, I wouldn't be confident in buy trades. So again, we're coming up on a significant level. So if I go back over here to USDJPY, again, guys, make sure to keep all that real nice and simple. Let's make a note about what we found on gold. So on gold, we found that we potential short-term bearish setup, key resistance level approaching, will look to make trade decision based on what I see there at the resistance. Okay, bearish bias, but it is a bullish market. All right, and this is what I'll do, and at this point I do everything in my head, right? But I'm trying to write everything down so that you guys can see where my thoughts are. And let me just fix this real quick. Sorry, I didn't realize that it was off the screen. So drop before. So drop before. Boom. And then down here, we'll make to look at trade decision. Let's drop this. All right. So now you guys can see everything here on my screen. These are kind of my thoughts after doing my full analysis. And again, this doesn't include everything. There are more fundamental analysis tools and things you will want to check, and that will be gone over in Easton's training. But in terms of what we have discussed, this is the information that I've got already coming into this pair. And guys, you have to understand how crazy this is. Look, we have not even done any technical analysis on this pair right here. And you should already know what you're looking for. All right? So now let's do our technical analysis. So we have a significant support level down here. And it also is doubling as a current demand zone. Let's include this wick, let's bring her up, something like this. Let's pull her across so we have plenty of space to work with. So you guys can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Plenty of interactions here at this level. It's a key level. I'm also noting that we have a trend line coming down, which we are bouncing right on. So let's just pull her through. And then it looks like we've got a trend line on this side too. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna channel her up. So let's zoom out here. Let's pull this out of the way. It's kind of in my way now. Let's get rid of this circle. Let's give ourselves a channel. All right, pull us through. Let's pull back. Okay. Starting to take shape here. All right. So let me pull back. We've got another significant support coming up down here. Okay, so this is great, guys. This is great, and here's our structure. Okay, so based on everything we've got, right, we looked at the other JPY correlations, and what do we find on the other JPY pairs? We found that they're all bearish, but they're coming up on a significant support, and they're showing potential signs of a bullish reversal. So we may be wanting to look for buy trades here soon. And on JPY, USDJPY, let's go ahead and take a look at the daily and get an idea here. Yeah, so to me, guys, what I'm looking at is there's a really key area for me. Let me get this. It's right here. All right, now right here what happened was we had a major divot in the market, a major structural point, and that was important for the bears, and the bulls overtook this structural point, and we just keep coming back and bouncing on this, and as long as we're above this area, I mean, I'm really feeling pretty bullish on her, especially given the major support we have down here. And this harmonic has already hit its TP, so that's another confluence, TP down here at this level. I'm pretty sure that aligns with our Fibonacci. Let's take a look. See, now we're actually throwing on some technical analysis. Now that we already have an understanding of what we should see, it's all just about confluence now. All right, let's pull her up. Yep, sure enough, she hit her zone right here between the, let me pull this probably closer to this area. This looks like an overextension. So the 78.6 aligns real nicely with our zone down here. And again, guys, it's pretty simple. We'd be expecting that she'd drop here in between the 61.8 and 78.6, excuse me, and then we would see a bullish run. That's what I'm expecting. I'm also noting that we have an Elliott wave completion down here. So if we take a look at that, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, just another reason to expect, and that's not the first time actually, we had an Elliott wave completion here, and an Elliott wave completion there before. Okay? So that's the second time now, and then we're coming back down. Again, guys, I'd like to see a buy trade down here. So what I'm going to look for now that I have all this understanding, and again, consult with your notes here on everything you've got. I'm going to get rid of these fibs now and everything. But consult with all that, and it gives you a pretty clear picture, guys. We're looking at, we want to see more downside movement. We'll probably pull back a little bit before we do. But I want to see a buy trade from down here, ideally. And it's a counter trend trade. It's a reversal trade, but it's what I want to see. I want to see something like this. All right? And again, guys, this is just a hypothetical trade situation. You know, I moved very fast in this video, and it's just to highlight an example process, you know, of just how much goes on beyond the technical analysis, you know. And so I hope you guys, I hope this tied everything together for y'all to give you an idea of how it all works. And yeah, I hope you got the value you need. See you guys next time.